Aaron Outdoors is brought to you by
H. James Popplewell Family Dentistry, Lawless & Smith True Value,
McKinney & Blair Insurance. Shop and save at the insurance store. Check with us. You'll be glad you did.
Superior Battery Manufacturing Company, celebrating 3 decades of energy excellence, made in the USA. Russell Springs and Jamestown Pharmacies, fast and dependable service you can count on.
Day and Day Feed. More than just a feed store.
Jamestown Auto Sales. When you think of a nice late model rebuildable wreck, think of Jamestown Auto Sales.
For all your heat pump needs, service, and installation, call Kurt's Heating and Cooling. Hello everyone, welcome once again to Aaron Outdoors. Fall is here, it's our favorite time of the year as whitetail deer season is upon us. But first, we're going to take a look at our preseason preparation, all the work that goes into that on our family farm as we put in some food plots. Let's take a look now.
We're up here at the farm today. It's August the 17th and it's food plot time. So we've come up today. I just got done disking this field here, and Dad and Matthew are back here now tilling it up with our Tartar's implements. Tartar was kind enough to provide us with some of these farm implements to get the job done on these food plots, and it's the first time we use this disc and it performed really well, cut the ground up good. This is pretty good hard rocky ground, but it was no problem for it. So I've got my disking done. Dad and Matthew are churning up this plot with the tiller now. We'll spread some seed here after a while, and then we'll move on to the next plot. So we're looking forward to it. We've got 3 weeks until opening day, so we're gonna get this seed in the ground. Hopefully we'll have a little rain and we'll have some good sprouting coming up here for fall. There we go. Yeah, it's tiny. Well, see, this
Well, good friend Zach Wilson gave me a call and said that he had a nice 8-point buck coming in every evening. He's going to try to get his son Grant his first ever crossbow kill on a velvet buck. So we headed into the blind in hopes for a good evening hunt. It's too tall, or is that good? Are there any shooter bugs in here? Any bugs?
Okay guys, it's opening day here in Kentucky, and I have a food plot out there, and we are in a ground blind. We walked about 100 yards out here, and yesterday we seen about like I think we seen 6 deer in all, and then 3 bucks and 3 does, and we seen about 30 turkeys, and I'm hunting with a crossbow, and we just like it out here in the woods, and so we are, like I said, we're hunting in a ground blind with a crossbow, hoping that we can get a deer to bite the dust today, and I want to come home with a big one.
Shot, Bubba. Shot, Bubba. Yes. You got him, buddy. You got him. You smoked him, man. You got him, Bubba. You got him. You got him.
I just jerked the trigger.
Tell him that.
Okay, guys, so there was a huge 8-pointer in full velvet. He came like 10 steps behind us over there, and then something spooked him and he ran off, and then he came over and it looked like he was coming in the tent, and then something spooked him again and he ran off, and then he went up to the corn pile and I smoked him.
What'd you get him with?
A crossbow. and I told you in the first interview that I would get one to bite the dust today, and he did.
Yes, sir.
As a father, there's no greater feeling than having your child have success in the woods. It makes all the work you put into it worthwhile. Great shot, Grant.
Oh yeah, he's...
Where? Oh, that's the one. Golly, that's... Uh-oh, we're losing it.
Oh, there's the arrow. There's the arrow.
There, Dad, here's the arrow.
Broke it off. That's
Broke, yeah.
all. Leave it right there. Here, you want to keep it? Behind him.
These weeds out of the way.
I know he wasn't going far, so after that, over that hill there, I thought he ought to be somewhere around this cedar tree. It's a good one, Grant. Real good deer.
Perfect velvet. What about it?
Now, thing we gotta worry about it is now
Now's the fun part.
we gotta drag it back.
Hang on. Okay.
Alright guys, it's Sunday, September the 8th, and it's the second day of the archery season here in Kentucky, and Grant has harvested himself an awesome 8-point velvet buck. Zach, I know you're tickled to death. You set that blind up back in a perfect spot where you had some good luck in the past, and you know, the cards fell right for us tonight as that buck came in right before shooting light was up.
Last year I was able to take my biggest buck out of the same spot, and then this year my son gets to take his biggest buck out of the same spot. That kind of means a little something, and I know he's tickled. When he shot it, he's done his always thing. He just started crying like crazy. This is his third buck. He's done it. That's just what he does when he gets excited. It was an unreal experience.
He's ahead of me. I haven't had the opportunity to kill a velvet buck
Me
yet.
either.
That's an awesome thing to do at 8 years old, Grant, and you put an awesome shot with the crossbow on him. What do you think about tonight?
Two years ago, when I was 6, I killed a 6-pointer, and then last year I killed a 7 when I was 7, and then this year I'm killing an 8 while I'm 8.
Well, I hope you live to be 100 years old. That's awesome, Grant. Well, Zach, I appreciate you for letting me tag along with you. I know we shot the crossbow before at the house and got it dialed in, and it was true tonight. That was awesome. Short track job, probably.
Perfect shot.
Yeah, perfect shot. I mean, right where you want to hit a deer. I mean, it was awesome. So, thank you guys for watching this hunt. And Grant, you got any last words?
Nope.
Big buck down?
Yep.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
Well, fast forward a couple months, and Blake's hunting in early November. He settles into the stand before daylight one morning when he witnesses one of the most intense buck fights that you'll ever hear. Listen closely and see what Blake experienced that morning.
When I was getting the camera set up this morning and getting situated, there was 2 bucks up here behind me in the woods that were fighting, and they fought for about 3 minutes. I thought trees were falling over out of the woods. At first they were so loud, and then they got right underneath me and they were blowing and snorting, but I could never see. It was too dark. I turned the camera on, hopefully maybe I got a little bit of video of the sound that they were making. But they're aggressive and they're out probably fighting, very territorial, looking for does, so I may do a rattling sequence here in just a few minutes as soon as I get some better light. So, self-filming with the bow this morning. Stay tuned, wish us luck. This is Aaron Outdoors.
Well, after not seeing a deer all morning long, about 9 o'clock I heard some leaves rustling behind me in the woods, and I turn around and I see the buck that I'm after.
Alright guys, it's a little after 9 o'clock now, and I heard a grunt behind me, back where I heard those bucks fighting this morning. And I turned around, and I saw the buck I'm in here after we call Big D, a big 8-pointer. He was following some does, and they went up the holler away from me. I thought they might circle down and come to this field, but they went back up in there. I'd say he's following her to her bed. So I'm gonna sit here a little while longer and see if he steps back out. If I would have had a rifle, I could have killed him. He was within plenty of range. He was within 75 yards, but it was so thick back up in there, I couldn't really get any video of him because I'm supposed to be facing this way and he's back here behind me. So stay tuned. The first action I've seen all morning, not until 9 o'clock.
After checking some trail cameras, Blake and I decided to head to a stand where we've been getting some pictures of a deer we call Big D. He's been in the area, so we're going to go in and see if we can see him on this sit.
Well, it's November the 2nd. We're back here behind the barn this afternoon. We hunted at the turnip plot this morning. Ended up seeing 5 deer over in our food plot. A button buck and a little 4-pointer or something. A doe and 2 fawns. But we decided to come back here. We pulled the card midday today, and Big D, 8-pointer, one of our shooters on this farm, was back here this morning at 7:30. So cat and mouse game is still happening. Blake saw that deer yesterday morning at the turnip plot stand, and so we went back in there this morning, and he was here. So sooner or later we'll catch up with him. It's just a matter of time. We just gotta put in the time. It's a nice evening, good breeze here. So sit with us and we'll see what we can do. Maybe we can put one on the ground.
Well, guys, as you saw there, we had an encounter with one of our shooters we call Big D. He came in and walked straight to the feeder, and I wasn't really comfortable with the angle of the shot, and I really thought he would actually feed out into the knocked over corn there, but he never did. He just backed up and walked out of shooting distance there. Never gave us a clear shot. So a good encounter, but a little bit disappointed that we wasn't able to harvest him tonight. He actually got up behind us and stood till well after dark. It worked just what we wanted to happen, just didn't get an arrow on the deer. So we'll get up, try it again in the morning. Maybe we'll have better results.
Well, it's November the 5th, and it's just a little bit after. It's almost 6:30. We've been sitting in here for about an hour now, and we've not seen anything yet, but yesterday we hunted across the creek over here, across the farm, about 400 yards away probably, in the turnip plot stand, and we saw deer over here all morning, off and on, so we thought we'd come try it out over here. One of our shooters, Big D, was in here yesterday morning in broad daylight, so we'll see what happens. Stay with us. They'll probably be over there this morning, but cat and mouse. Stay on him, he's going right.
He's about to go out of my side.
Okay, we're just trying to get back on him.
I'm on him right now, but
He's going up the wood. I don't know which deer that is.
He's still standing still.
No, he's going up
He's
there.
going on the other side, isn't he?
Yeah. He's going up the wood.
He's going up the road.
Holy. Ain't that unbelievable? Well, guys, it's 20 after 9 right now. We've sat here all morning with no action, and we got some other things to do today. So we were going to sit till about 9 o'clock if we didn't see anything. And right at 9 o'clock, a little buck popped out. And I said, okay, we'll sit till 9:15. And 9:15 came. I stood up, looked around everywhere. We decided we was going to go. And I bent over to pick my bow up to start putting my quiver back on. And I just glanced down at the end of the field down here. There was it looked like a big 8-pointer and another small buck, and the 8-pointer run the other buck off. But unfortunately, he went up into the holler, up in the woods, so the opposite direction of where we are. But the good news is they're on their feet. The bad news is he went the other way, so I don't know which deer that was. I didn't get a great look at him. We'll go back here on the footage and see what we can see if we can make out what deer that was. But exciting
biscuit action, bacon and cheese biscuit going. Got the quick bacon, the little biscuits, a little hot. When you can't kill a deer, you're just gonna eat good. You watch Andy Griffith.
Better get the lunch dishes on deck, B. Okay. And thanks for the scientific demonstration. Saving me a trip to the World's Fair.
Oh yeah.
Get the darlings. It is.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Aaron Outdoors as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. It's our favorite thing to do, going after the whitetails right here in the Lake Cumberland area. Again, thank you for tuning in to Aaron Outdoors. We want to thank all of our fine sponsors who make the show a possibility. Be sure and check out all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and others. And we'll see you next time on Aaron Outdoors.
Aaron Outdoors has been brought to you by H. James Popplewell Family Dentistry, Lawless & Smith True Value, McKinney & Blair Insurance. Shop and save at the insurance store. Check with us. You'll be glad you did. Superior Battery Manufacturing Company, celebrating 3 decades of energy excellence made in the USA. Russell Springs and Jamestown Pharmacies, fast and dependable service you can count on. Day and Day Feed, more than just a feed store. Jamestown Auto Sales. When you think of a nice late model rebuildable wreck, think of Jamestown Auto Sales. For all your heat pump needs, service, and installation, call Kurt's Heating and Cooling.